Thanks so much for joining me for WSAZ Plus. Good morning, everybody. I'm Shannon Litton, and thank you for joining me here. If you joined us at all during the weekend, you probably saw me on here. My voice sounded a lot worse than this, but as you can tell, it's getting a little bit better, thankfully, and hopefully it'll keep getting better over the next few days. Like I said, feeling better than I sound, but nonetheless, we're here to bring you the headlines. Still another first alert weather day. As you know, it is frigidly cold out there, and we have been dealing with very, cold temperatures and very icy conditions. Now, of course, the main roads have been doing pretty good. Didn't have any issues on US 52, so that's good news there. Didn't really have any issues on I-64 either. I saw a lot of plows on I-64 as well as US 52 yesterday afternoon. So definitely those road crews have been trying to get all of that cleared up. Those secondary roads, city streets, those are going to be different. Of course, that's going to depend on your municipality. But I would even say your neighborhoods are probably looking a little bit rough. My driveway, since I stayed here in Huntington for our snow coverage over the weekend, didn't really get to treat the driveway. I did put some salt down before I came to Huntington on Saturday, but I didn't really make too much of a dent by the time Monday came around. I didn't get home till Monday afternoon, and I gave it a whirl to try to get some of that ice off the driveway, but that wasn't happening. But, what else can you do? You can only wait for it to melt at this point, and it looks like we're not seeing a cool down until, not a cool down, I should say, a warm-up for this ice to melt until next week. And for that, of course, I do want to bring up our meteorologist, Dylan Goday, for the latest on your first alert weather forecast, because we're going to be dealing with a lot more of these days. Thankfully, not because of storms, but because of the Arctic cold. So let's listen to Dylan's forecast, and I'll be back with you just after that.
Good morning. First alert meteorologist Dylan Goday here with a look at your forecast for the next several days. It's cold, right? Bitter cold air is here, and it's here to stay. This morning we had wind chill as cold as 11 below zero in Huntington, 8 below zero in Charleston, with temperatures falling to right around 6 degrees. More Arctic cold expected the rest of the week. First alert weather days for Thursday through Sunday. Not tomorrow because the wind's not going to be quite as bad. School closings, though, definitely likely. We saw those widespread today. Those will likely continue. There will likely be a strain on the power grid as well, as everyone's trying to heat up their homes to get through this cold weather pattern. There will be some areas today, though, that may hit near freezing or get into the low 30s. That would be southeastern Kentucky, southern West Virginia. The further north that you go, less likely you get that cold. Now, we will see some snow showers later this evening between around 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock. These won't amount to a whole lot, but a coating of snow possible in spots and maybe a brief drop in visibility, very similar to those squalls that pushed through yesterday. Tomorrow morning, not quite as cold thanks to some cloud cover, but it'll still be not feeling too good. And then Wednesday afternoon, low 20s. That's as good as we get temperature-wise. So not expecting a lot from this system, maybe a coating across the lowlands, upwards of 1 inch, maybe 2 inches as you climb in elevation, eastern Nicholas, Fayette counties, and up towards the mountains of West Virginia. That, again, is not going to amount to a whole lot. Wind chills today remaining very cold all day. Tomorrow morning, not as bad, but some hints that southern Ohio really drops things. I think that's a little aggressive there on the European model, but still showing that potential. Thursday morning, yeah, it's going to get cold again, particularly across our northern areas, north of I-64. I think we'd see another extreme cold warning there. Friday morning, same deal for you. It's going to be cold to start the day, and then Saturday morning is likely our coldest day of the stretch. And as you look at the upper level pattern, you can really see that. So Thursday, cold air here, and then for Saturday, this is a big dip in the jet stream. Let's look at it a little bit further to the south. Yeah, look how this cold air is going really far south here for us. That surge of Arctic air is not to be messed with, and kind of the core of it's right over top of our area. Now, what's also going to happen is you get an area low pressure that develops to the south of this here, actually developing in the Gulf and then moving up the East Coast. That is what created the rumblings on social media of a system that may bring us some impacts. But the latest trend is a little bit further out to sea. The further this goes out to sea, the less, if any, impact we'll see here locally. A forecast of this low tracking closer to the coast, if not a little bit further inland, so a northwesterly trend from where we're currently at, would give us, especially from Charleston eastward, that snow potential. As cold as the air is, you could put down a pretty healthy amount of snow. But again, we're not looking at that right now. Right now, it looks like maybe some lighter snow Friday into Saturday. Anything substantial of substantial magnitude looks to stay to our southeast, well to our south and east at this time. But we'll keep an eye on it for you. Name of the game right now, though, is the cold air. Stay warm, stay safe. Should get a little bit of melting on the roads today thanks to some morning and early afternoon sunshine.
All right, Dylan, thanks so much. Definitely a lot of low temperatures that we're going to be dealing with there because of this Arctic cold. So something to keep in mind in the next few days. And the sun is helping today with some of that ice melting on the roads, maybe in your driveways a little bit. But of course, going to re-ice again tonight, later on, and especially overnight. So still going to be a dicey commute for folks for at least the rest of the week. Let's get to some of your top stories, though. We're following a story this morning about a woman who's been arrested after police say she was plotting to assassinate President Donald Trump. Here's her mugshot. She's been arrested now. The Jackson County, West Virginia Sheriff's Department says Morgan Murrow, who's from Ripley, was using social media to recruit people to pursue and assassinate President Trump. Murrow was taken to jail and is now charged with one count of making terroristic threats. Now, of course, we've been continuing to cover the weather throughout the week, and we still have some news regarding that weather and some possible deaths that have been caused by the weather, especially one in Kentucky involving a 72-year-old woman. That's according to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. He's telling us that the 72-year-old woman died because of hypothermia as a result of this past weekend's storms. Now, she was from Whitley County. He did say during an update Monday morning that there were 3 deaths that the state was investigating to determine if they were weather-related or not. Now, Beshear did not say if the woman from Whitley County was one of those 3 deaths. Beshear, though, did stress a significant threat the cold temperatures pose over the next couple of days. Now, he did host, or is hosting, I should say, another briefing this morning, and it's something we'll be able to have more updates for you during WSAZ at midday. So stay tuned for that after Studio 3 later today. Meanwhile, today marks 2 weeks since that vandalism incident at an AP power substation in East Lynn in Wayne County that has led to the water crisis over in Wayne, and people are still without clean water. So we do want to bring you up to speed on that situation. Now, what we know right now is that obviously this morning, residents still don't have any clean water, and really there's not an idea on when they might have that clean water just yet. In a press release yesterday, the West Virginia Department of Health and the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection said that the contaminant is actually transformer oil. Now, American Electric Power said in their incident report from January 19th that there was an oil valve with its plug removed at the AEP substation. AEP says the last inspection of that substation was actually last September. They added crews are working to fix 2 containment booms that were damaged over the weekend. These booms are used to control the spread of the oil. They're also working to improve and reinforce containment measures, but they're working around this cold weather just like everybody else. So, of course, Wayne residents are still growing restless and frustrated because now it's been 2 weeks with no clean water in their homes. But officials are saying that they have tested for hydrocarbons broadly. They're now going to be conducting those tests that identify the specific oil contaminant. They say they'll continue to perform testing in the area to determine any further action they might have to take. But their most recent samples were actually taken this past Friday, which is January 23rd. And despite that, disruption of their live's distribution centers, as you're seeing in some of this video, have helped fill the need for local residents who have ventured out across these cold and icy roads. While most hunkered down in the warmth of their homes, the heater inside at the garage at Wayne Town Hall has been on full blast. It's where hundreds of cases of waters are stored, ready to be distributed to residents. We spoke to one woman who told us she's been using that water, throughout this time to be able to cook, to be able to drink it, of course, and she's been even getting it for her mother who can't drive, but they're trying to make the best of it. Now, to help residents through this water crisis, there are 2 water distribution sites where you can fill jugs and containers. One is available from 9 in the morning until 6 o'clock at night, and that's daily at the Wayne Town Hall. The other is available from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Until tomorrow at the East Lynn Fire Department. Shower services are also available at 4 locations: the Wayne Charter House, Dunlow Community Center, the East Lynn Fire Department, and Wayne Town Hall. The Wayne Town Hall also has 16 washers and dryers for laundry services. Now, we also have an update to some of those Real ID laws that have taken place. You have to have one whenever you're flying, or a passport, but, a regular ID won't do. It has to be that Real ID that's certified. It's got the star on it, and we want to bring you that information because starting next month, the TSA, the Transportation Security Administration, is going to be enforcing a new policy for travelers who are traveling without a Real ID. Now, starting February 1st, passengers will have to pay a $45 fee in order to use an alternative identity verification system. TSA Confirm ID will be an option for those without a Real ID. Passengers can use the alternative ID for a 10-day travel period, but additional steps can actually be found, and additional information as well can be found on the TSA's website. Well, that's going to be doing it for us here on the WSAZ Plus desk for this Tuesday morning. It's 10:57 here. Studio 3 is about to start, so don't go anywhere. That's going to be starting up here in 3 minutes, but thank you for joining me here on the WSAZ Plus desk. I'll see you back here again tomorrow morning. And remember, your news is always on your smartphone. You can download the WSAZ app. It's free for both Apple and Android. Thanks so much for joining me.